You all know that, do you know Calimero? Something, when I was on television, was that small, little, sorry? Okay, you know it. It's the guy saying, hey, I'm small and they are big. We really believe that researchers had this on their mind, like, hey, we are small and all the business consultants out there are big. No, this is one of the reasons why we do this kind of events. We want to show what a great added value research has for the business as a whole. So I'm very proud that this year we also have some speakers from other countries, and you will see that the Netherlands are very well represented tonight. The first speaker is Leonie Harkes of Blow Research in Amsterdam. The title of her presentation is Be Dazzled by the Super Promoter. She's a psychologist studied in Tilburg, and I'm sure that you will see that she is one of the great young upcoming talents of Blow Research. Please, a warm welcome for Leonie.
Well, let me all wish you a good evening tonight. I'm Leonie Harkes from Blow Research, and here to tell you a little something about the Super Promoter. I'm really excited to be here. When my face turns red, it's just all excitement running through my cheeks. But enough about me. How about you, everybody? Are you having a good time tonight? Yes. Well, that's a bit lame. I think we can do that again. Are you all having a good time tonight? Yes. Well, that's better. That's enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is really powerful, and it deserves more attention. Well, that happens with a Pecha Kucha presentation. But it especially needs more attention in marketing and market research, where we usually focus too much on the average representative mass. We always try to figure out what the typical Dutch person, what the typical Belgian person thinks, feels, or knows about a brand or product, and it always sticks to that average one, or the unsatisfied customers. I see it a lot in employee and customer satisfaction research, that people tend to over-focus on the unsatisfied customer. Businesses want to know, what are we doing wrong, what can we change about our business, and what can we do to make these unsatisfied customers happy. Well, I'll tell you, some of these unsatisfied customers are just born complainers, and they'll stay grumpy no matter how much effort you put into them. So why not focus on the extremely satisfied? Look at that little kid on the left, that's much more happy than the one on the right. But why not focus on them instead of the complainers and learn what you're doing right? It's practically what all singers, bands and musicians do. They only listen to what their fans want to hear, and they make music for them. Imagine what music would sound like when singers would only want to please the average person. Well, I think music would be really lame, and it would all be the same. It would all sound the same. So we at Blow have chosen to change our perspective, look further than the average person, and focus more on the enthusiastic or the super promoter kind of person. It took a little effort to change, because change is always hard. But I'll promise you that a focus on the more enthusiastic people can be very rewarding, because you can learn what you're doing right, and where you can improve even more on to make your fans even more happy about what you're doing and what you're making. And a super promoter, in short, has to have these three features in him. He has to be enthusiastic, share this enthusiasm, and have an influence on his environment. So he's not only enthusiastic about a brand, but he's happy to share about it, to tell about it, and to let others know that he is enthusiastic and why exactly. And some brands are hard to ignore these days, because they have so many super promoters. Right behind me you see Björn Borg, and I think you all know kids these days. They have their jeans hanging practically down their butts, and these big boxers sticking out, usually with the big brand on top, Björn Borg. I think half of them doesn't even know who Björn Borg in the beginning was, but they all want to copy each other. They're like, oh, I want to wear my jeans the same way, and I want to have that same cool boxer sticking out. And you see it everywhere. People are everywhere wearing their Bjorn Borg shorts under their over their jeans. And that's a really big part of copying, of influencing and recommending each other. It's not only the literal recommending, like look at this brand, this is special, this is important, you should buy it, you should try it. But it's also just talk and copying each other. That's more an unconscious type of influencing. And not only sexy brands like Bjorn Borg have super promoters. We also found super promoters of airlines, banks, insurance companies, and whatnot. People who are so dazzled by the level of service they received that they're enthusiastic for life and want to tell other people about the great experience they've had. Now, what can super promoters do for you? For one, they cause growth in revenue and reputation. They're the ones who make sure that other people also buy your products, and they're the ones who are happy to tell others how good the brand is, and that improves your reputation. They're also the motivators and show your strengths. It's unbelievable how many brands, big brands like Heineken or Esprit, who don't know what exactly their strengths are. And super promoters are the people who can tell you more about it. And they're also your ideal co-creators. They usually tend to know a lot about a product or a brand and know where slight improvements can make the brand even better or even more interesting for them. And that's why you can invite them to co-creation sessions, and they will tell you so much that can make your brand or product even better. Now, what steps should be taken? You need to find your super promoters, so access them. The next step is to analyze, listen to what they have to say, understand what they have to say, and assist. So give them the tools they need to spread their enthusiasm and give them a platform. And you will notice that when you work with super promoters, enthusiastic respondents, it'll even put a smile on your own face. Why always listen to the complaints and the nagging, when you can also listen to the positive things and the positive stuff people have to say. So just try it, just once, even if you're not truly convinced after this presentation. Just try to remember the general line I'm telling you here, and I'll promise you, you will be dazzled just by all the enthusiastic feedback you get and the things you can do with these positive feedback. And last but not least, I love showing this picture of our CEO. I love working for a company where the CEO is crazy enough to put on a Superman suit to promote his own enthusiastic ideas. So a round of applause for the super promoter.